Morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. My name is Ace. I'm a hobbyist. Today, we're going to do some digital art practice while I handle topology for the mesh that we've been doing for the last week and a half or so off stream. So I'm just going to just doodle around a little bit here in this program. I'm trying to do a character of some sort. Ah, a little. I haven't really been doing much digital art. It's been mostly just sculpts and whatnot. So this should be interesting. Anyways, I got my Gambit glove, as you can see. I don't know why I keep calling it that. This isn't the Gambit glove. It's usually the middle fingers, right, that are covered with Gambit. But it's this side, because this is just so you don't grease up your tablet with hand oil. So we're just gonna get started. Hang on, let me. So I see this is a common problem here. Let me just go on ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, where we at here? Okay, we already have one problem. This is a simple fix. Simple fix. I just have to find my tablet settings here. Where's my tablet settings? Come on. Right there. Okay. We have fixed that problem. Number one. All right, let's see what we got here. There we go. It's not moving. Hang on. I gotta go back into my tablet settings. Oh my goodness, why? Yeah, that's it. Right? What have I done? Hang on. Technical difficulties, as you can see. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go back to starting soon while I fix this. Strange that this would happen. Yeah, it's weird. I tested this program out already yesterday and it was working, and I had to do a restart this morning, and now I can't get my pen to work. So I'm just going to work through that. Give me 1 second. Sorry about this. Oh my, OMG here. OMG. Let's see. Did that work? Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it, everybody. I don't know why it changed. It changed from WinTab to tablet PC for some reason. I don't know why that happened, but we got it finally. Now I have lines that I can barely see, which is also not the intent here. Okay, that'll do. I don't know why it was at one. I usually have it about three because one is too light. I can't even see one. I can barely see it. I don't even know where the lines are. Where, like, I can just make them out. Okay. Are we good now? Is everything all right? Let's see. Let me try this. Okay, so that wasn't what messed. I don't know. I had to do a restart this morning. That's why I'm a little behind. But then again, I'm always a little behind. So this time I had a, it was technical difficulties. My Stream Deck and some other apps were locking up, so I just did a restart. Just want to make sure that everything is cool before I start. Also, my settings are off. What happened between yesterday and today? It seems everything reset. Okay, that's fine. This is fine. We'll do it. Oops, this isn't. That's the wrong keyboard. Got these keyboards, got these tablets. I don't know what's going on. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let me get my pen tablet thing off the screen here so we can finally get started. Anyway, yes, I wanted to do some practice, and as you can see, we're already having some issues here with the program, but we are working through them, and everything will be a-okay. All right. Yeah, something must have reset for my tablet. I don't know what, but we got it. I'm just gonna do a sketch here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I have no idea why my settings changed. I really don't. It's so weird. Has anybody ever had that happen? Anybody who's an artist out there, just settings just suddenly just change overnight. I don't know what happened. Like the tablet doesn't even feel the same. When I was using this before, I had I had the control. I had like a very fine control. Like I didn't keep it super responsive because I tend to do these sketches like this here, and it's kind of a bad habit. And I had it so that the pen wouldn't even register if I did this, so my lines would be straighter, and I wouldn't waste all my time doing sketches. And that's those settings have seemed to have reset, and this has never happened to me before. So I am not going to worry about it now. We're just gonna do the basic default settings here. I don't know why. Don't know why they changed. I can't even fathom it. Let's see, edit. I just want to see real quick. I wasn't gonna mess with it, but I just want to see. Yeah, I don't know. Don't worry about it later. Like I had it so that these it would always the lines would always look like this, where they're nice and straight. But lo and behold, when it's time when I finally decide to stream digital art, all the settings are different now, so it's kind of throwing me off. The pen just feels weird. I don't know. But anyways, I guess I'll just do the sketch now. I don't know. It's too big. See those little hatchy lines there? that's that's normally what I do, but it's been so long. Actually, I don't think I've ever yeah, I never streamed digital art before, so it hasn't been long at all, so long at all. This is like the first time. So we're being a little weird here. I just want to make sure it's straight. I'm gonna do a head. I'm just gonna draw sketch a head here, and and then try to just go from there. Very shaky start. I switched from traditional means like pen and paper, pencil, painting, which I haven't done since high school, admittedly, but I'm gonna count that too. I haven't done I switched from that to digital art in like 2010. And for a long time I didn't really I guess I mean I put a lot of practice into it, but my methods for digital art have changed a lot over the years, and it's still something. I guess it's still something that I am learning, but I enjoy it. I enjoy doing digital art. I don't mind the medium at all, and it's becoming like preferred now. I still have sketchbooks and whatnot, but I haven't used them in so long. I think the last time that I sketched anything in real life was probably when, yeah, I would say around the time that I started digital art. See, we've got a little problem here. It's not super straight. Let me see. Transform. You're gonna see the full process now. You're gonna see the full process, problems and all. I had my settings right that this wouldn't happen, but that's what I'm used to. I'm used to doing it so that I don't have to sketch. It makes me draw straighter lines. I don't know what you would call that. I guess you would just lower the responsiveness of the pen. And I don't even remember how I did that because it's been like I've been doing a lot of sculpts, so I kind of forget what I did. And it was kind of like a more of a recent thing. It's been some months, I think, since the last thing. Well, yeah, months. I would say yeah, because I drew art for the stream here. So yeah. No, I would say wait, hold on. Let me see. When was the last time I actually drew? Yeah, it was my little animations there that I made for the stream. I think that's the last time. And of course, I started off doing like I guess OC stuff. You know, I kind of dabbled in fan art. I'm not really a fan of fan art, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't like doing fan art. I never really, well, I mean, I started off doing fan art, of course, in a way. It was just like, fan fiction. I guess that's a form of fan art, right? And I've mentioned before, like doing little fan fiction comics in school. But as I got older, I kind of moved away from that and just draw like my own characters and whatnot. It's basically what I prefer doing nowadays. I did a few things though. I did something like in Pokemon, like they had this. There was these artists that would do like realistic versions of Pokemon, and that seemed kind of cool. I tried my hand with it, but I wasn't really playing Pokemon at the time, so it was like, what am I doing, man? I don't even play this game. I started playing it again though in like 2018, 2019, whenever Let's Go Eevee came out, and I think I drew Toxicroak, I think it was, and it was a request from my friend 99 because that's his favorite Pokemon. I think my favorite Pokemon, I guess, when I played it in in let's Gen 2, Gen 1, I think my favorite in Gen 1 was probably Jolteon, but I think in Gen 2 my favorite was Ho-Oh, which is basically the Pokemon on the front cover. It's very, I don't know, feels very basic, but I like Ho-Oh. And you know what? And my webcomic is actually based around the idea of the mythical creature that Ho-Oh is based off of. It's not. It's basically the Egyptian version of a phoenix. So I guess in a way, that's probably why I like um, Ho-Oh so much in Gen 2. But that's as far as I went for a long time. Like, I only did Gen 1 and I did Gold, and I stopped playing it for years, years and years. And then one day, and then when they came out with Let's Go Eevee, I was like, huh, I guess I can get back into it now. I almost got back into it with Black and White, but I needed to buy a DS. And I almost did it, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna buy it. I think that was yeah, whenever Black and White came out. What was that? 2012, 2013? I don't remember. I thought about it for a while and I just said, nah, I'm not gonna get back into it. But then when I got a Switch and then I got back into Pokemon with Let's Go Eevee, and it's basically just Gen 1 again. But I enjoyed it. It was nice. It was nice to play it again. I think and then I got Sword and Shield. And what is that, Gen 8? I don't know. It was so many Pokemon I didn't recognize. It was kind of jarring, but it was all right. I didn't beat it though. I just play it. I play it here and there because I think Let's Go Eevee kind of spoiled me. I'm like an amateur shiny hunter. I like hunting for the shinies, and it's easy enough to do it in Let's Go Eevee, but in a typical Pokemon game, it's much rarer to get a shiny. So I'm working on I was working on a team of dragon types, and I wanted to make them all shiny, and I've just been breeding ever since. That I've never stopped, and I never beat the game as a result. That's basically it's basically where I'm at with Let's Go. Oh no, sorry, not Let's Go. Sword and Shield. Sorry, Let's Go. All you had to do was just keep your catch rate up, and eventually you'll see it. And that kept me invested long enough to make my entire team shiny. It was only like a couple of extra dozen hours of playtime, but I guess actual shiny hunting, it's like double the the chance, or double the odds, I would say, on the high end. So it's still one, but it's like 1 in 8,000 instead of like one in, I don't know, four, 600 maybe. I don't remember the numbers, but the gist of it is it's much easier to catch shinies in Let's Go Eevee. So that's the one I got. I didn't want to get Pikachu because I was never really a fan of Pikachu. I got Eevee thinking that I could just evolve it, but I couldn't. I couldn't evolve it. Yep, it stays Eevee. So there's that. That's the end of that. This person has broad shoulders. I'm gonna move him in a little bit since it's just a sketch. So but yeah, that's what I drew. It's just one of the things I drew. I think the one fan art that I actually like. Hey, what's up, 99? Welcome in. I hope you're having a good morning. I was just talking about me not liking, even though I started basically with fan art, doing fan fiction comics or whatever of comic book heroes and back in elementary school. As I got older, I kind of not did fan art. I'm glad you're having a great day. That's good. That's good to hear. Um, I kind of strayed away from fan art as I got older, sort of. I try to get back into it. You remember when you when you suggested Toxic Croak? Like I wanted to do a Pokemon fan art, but I didn't know which Pokemon. And you gave me Toxic Croak. You said it looked too humanoid. Like I like the way the colors turned out and whatnot, but yeah, I think I agree. It wasn't very good. Maybe one day I'll show it on stream because I still have it on my computer somewhere. Well, not somewhere. I know exactly where it is. I still have it on my computer. One day I'll show it. But yeah, I was saying that I was doing fan art because it was like this big trend of people like doing like realistic takes on Pokemon, and I wanted to try it. So that was my reasoning behind it. Jenica Jones says hello. We are watching you on the big screen. Hey, Jenica. Good morning. I hope you're having a great morning. Um, yeah, it's I wasn't really playing Pokemon at the time, so it kind of felt weird doing fan art of something I wasn't even playing. I had considered myself retired. I always used to say that I threw my Pokedex in the river behind Cerulean City, right in front of Mewtwo's cave. That's where because that's basically where I logged out. When after I caught all the Pokemon in Gen 1, and I was like, okay, I think I'm done with Pokemon now. Like I had all 151 of them, including Mew, and I was outside of Mewtwo's cave, and I stopped. Even though I played Gen, no, I played Gen 2 because you can go back to Kanto in Gen 1, and um, yeah, that's I think that's the last place I've been. 'Cause that's where you fight Red. When you go to Mewtwo's cave, you go and fight Red there. You got to bang him up, bang all of his Pokemon up. But yeah, I consider myself retired, but and I was doing fan art of Pokemon, so it kind of felt weird. But I think I did do, even though I didn't really play the game, I watched it. That realistically Pokemon guy was the artist of Detective Pikachu live action. Yeah, I know. I've seen that. Pretty cool, He deserves it. He's a pretty good artist. Actually, I took his creature design course on Skillshare because I was very interested in that. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot, and it actually helped me improve. Like I still use those methods to this day that I've learned in that course. So I would say, he deserves whatever his art can afford him in the industry. 'Cause he's pretty good. I think he yeah, I think he still does that, all that stuff. He's like Monster Hunter too. I asked him once which one to play. I think he said try was the best one at the time. I'm curious about Skillshare, but I feel I don't have enough time for it on top of everything else. Well, you don't have to do it all at once. That's the beauty of it. You get when you take a course, you can download the videos and just watch them at your own leisure. So, you can do like a couple things here and there, studies, whatever you're putting into art, you can just have that in the background and just follow that. It depends on the course though. I don't know. His course was relatively understandable for me. It was easy enough for me. So I was like, okay. So that's what I did. I was like, yeah, I like creatures. I like doing monsters. How do you do monsters? So I just did that. Last I saw, he's working on designs for another movie. That's great. Pretty cool. It was a cheap course too. It was like $5 or $10. So it was a very, very, very good bargain for what you learn. I think I still have that on my computer somewhere too. I think I did that in 2014. I want to make a Mon game just because I want to make tons of monsters. Yeah, that was always something that seemed interesting to do. I think I could. I think I would be willing to do something like that. Like I said, I just need to learn how to make a game first. then I could start working on those ideas. I think I got the art side down. I just all I really need is like to figure out like what the story and the setting is going to be, and from there I should be able to do it from there. That's what I that's what I believe anyway. I'm sure it's not as simple as that, but you figure it out as you go along. That's what I say. What kind of mind game would you be interested? Like something you cat? Well, is it like a catch or a breed or raising or all of the above, or something that um it's like a side thing in a different game? Studio and I can help you with the process. We got it down now. Oh, that's great. I'm going to when I do it, you're going to see it like on the stream. Like I'm going to show you like my process and everything, and then we can just go from there. Like I said, all I got to do is learn the coding side. I Oh, by the way, they have a thing on Humble Bundle for Blender to learn the fundamentals of Blender. Even though I feel like I can, well, I don't know. I feel like I can do like subjects and backgrounds with the subject, but I'm gonna get the course anyway. Like for $15, you can get everything. Just to have the fundamentals down. I think that's something that it's always good to work on, even if you do have a somewhat of a grasp on the medium. The one that I've been taking notes on for mine, the setting is basically dreams that you catch and battle stuff to navigate people's dream problems. Interesting. If I were to do a monster game, um, I would like to go like super heavy into like the customization aspect of it. Like actually have like you said that was Blender. Yes, it's Blender. I was looking at it yesterday. I almost bought it as soon as I got the notification. I'm not holding off. I am going to get it. I just kind of got preoccupied with other stuff, so I didn't end up getting it yet. But I am going to get it. It's rigging, meshes, backgrounds, things like that. So it's definitely something that might help you if you're still interested in learning Blender. I'm gonna get it anyway. I kind of like I already have like a somewhat of a process down that I'm still working through. Hey, Jenica. Oh, wait, hold up, my hang on. Oh wait, hold on. Let me try something real quick. Oops, what did I do? Okay, let's not let's not do the wrong keyboard. Okay, it does work. I don't have to pop out the chat. I did that through OBS. The other day it wasn't working, and I was always wondering why that was the case. Or sorry, not the other day, but basically last week. Anyway, yeah. Even though I didn't play the game, I did a piece I did a fan art piece, Golden Freddy. I actually do like how it turned out. It was it was of all the fan art that I've done, I think it was my best one. I did a fan art for Epic Battle Fantasy because there was a contest and you get a free copy for just participating. I actually still have the copy on Steam. I tried the game a little bit. You can play it on Newgrounds, but um, it was a free Steam copy. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll enter the what is this? Where we at here? Why don't I see anything? Oh my goodness, what is happening now? Oh, okay, never mind. We worked it out. We worked it out. Never mind. Nice. That's a great promo. I'll make Studio steal that. Wait, what? Steal what? I'm sorry. I messed. I got I got a little sidetracked there. But yes, the actual customization aspect of like Mon games, like you have some that you can seamlessly blend different monsters together and different abilities and whatnot. I've always liked that about like Monster Hunter or I think, well, to an extent, Jewel. I think it's called Jewel Summoner for the PSP. Did that? Maybe Jay Cocoon. I don't really remember Jay Cocoon though. That's something that I remember playing it, but I don't actually remember it. But I think you can do that on Jay Cocoon. I'm not really sure though. I would do something like that, and then just like build that around the story. Jay Cocoon fused them together. That's what I thought. Which promo idea? I got lost. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. Now I know how it feels. One of other people's chats. I'm like, we were just talking about that. Sorry, I'm working through issues here. I had some technical difficulties this morning, so I'm still recovering from that. But yeah, I think I would do something like that. I don't think it would be like Pokemon. It would probably be more um like thematically towards something like Monster Hunter, I think. Actually, the game that I actually do want to make is it's sort of, it has like kind of that aspect to it, but it's not really. And I'm like, I kind of do want to make it. I don't know. Like it's more like an adventure game. Oops. I mean, do that. 99, when you start an art program, right? Whether it be Photoshop, Clip Studio, whatever you use, do you have you ever had your all of your settings just reset? This for the first time ever. This has happened to me. Here's some of my art there that you saw. Don't worry about that. You'll see that someday. My Dream On game is closer to FF6 in combat and mechanics, but you can create a character PC. I would do mine in real time, I think. I don't know, yes, Photoshop having too much. One of the many reasons I don't like it. Yeah, I had Clip Studio here and my tablet was set so that I don't over sketch my lines like this, like because that's kind of a bad habit that I have. I had it so that if I tried to do that, it wouldn't register and it would force me to make straight lines. I tested this out yesterday and it was working, but now it's reset back to default. It's super responsive, which is fine. I can draw it just fine. It's just I had it set to where it would just streamline the whole process. I I use Clip Studio Pro 2 with an animator. It backs up your settings and you can reload backup settings with a key. I don't want any more subscriptions. That's why I didn't get it. This is the old Clip Studio, like right before they switched it over to that business model. So because they reset my settings, you guys are just gonna have to see the full process of what I do when I draw stuff, and it's gonna take a little longer now because all my settings are not how I would like them. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to right now. I'm just trying to get together the subject, the pose. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these shoulders, but we might just. I'm just trying to get the form down here. First digital art stream, so I mean, I expect it was supposed to go smooth. Oh no, not more cool art. Rewrite. I'm flattered. Oh, we're gonna go through it. Shoulders be strong. Yeah. Hey, welcome up. Welcome, Thief. Welcome. Welcome in. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like the shoulders are off, but I'm gonna keep going. I don't want to stray on them too long. And but I'm just gonna do it. It doesn't matter now. I'm not embarrassed. I don't claim to be anything. I just like drawing, so it's okay. Can I start planting trees around your base? You can chop down any you don't want. 99, are you still stuck up north with me? I offered you a way out. That isn't death, of course. It might have been easier to do that though. Like it rained a fair bit in game yesterday, so I could have just killed you, taken all your stuff, and then flew back to your base with my trident and gave it to you, but rather not. I don't know. I'm gonna move in the shoulders a little bit. They've built in my future forest. Overgrown. I wanted to do another garden build, like the hanging gardens. I'm gonna add that into my current build as soon as I clear that water out. I think I'm done with all my gear. I kind of got sidetracked with that, so um, I'm going to be actually working on my build now. For 2 weeks now, I've been working just doing like adventure stuff, so I have not done anything. Trig, welcome in. Realized my backpack is soulbound. I could have just D3 but forgot. I was warped back. Thank you. Okay, good. You don't want to AFK there. Those seagulls will eat all of your food. I cannot wait to get away from them. I got a seagull egg. I'm not going to use it though. It's cursed. Just imagine 60 or so seagulls just eating all of your food as you sit there and do stuff, and just food just slowly counts down. I'd rather not have that happen. So we're not going to do any of that, okay? But yeah, like something like a Mon game, that's always been interesting, and it would be really cool to think up the types of monsters that you can have. But then you'd have to. I wonder how they do it. Is it like an algorithm to how they mix the designs and stats? It must be right. That would be the one challenge of how to do that. Like for if I were to do a game like that, if you keep hitting the chickens, they all attack you. I left your base without the prismarine. Don't worry about that. I can easily get to your base. If I hold back my trident and launch it, I'm in the clouds. If it rains, I'm back at I can just keep doing that all the way back to your base. It doesn't matter. And if it isn't raining, like half of the trip is ocean. I can just swim in the water like really fast, like Aquaman. Blast out over a mountain, run like freaking Leto the second from Dune, okay? Or the Flash. I'll just use that. Everybody knows the Flash. I'll use that as the reference. I'm way faster than my bird. I don't even use my bird anymore, so um it's just there for show. If somebody wants to ride my bird, they're more than welcome to. I know, Thief, you already have a snow phoenix, so, or a cloud phoenix. Does this make you Aquaman? Basically, yeah. You can build a portal and move it easy. Oh, I can just move it. Oh, you should have said that. I would have just made it right then and there. Yesterday, while you were there, you wouldn't even have to go AFK. I would have just made it right. I didn't know. I didn't want it. I didn't want it to set up and then move everything, and I'm away from the portal now because I want my portal to be in on my build, like in my build, like a part of my build. Is this a game or a story? We're talking about Minecraft currently, and then before that, I was talking about a hypothetical monster catching, raising, breeding game that I had a mild interest in making. I just don't have the ability to do that yet. Or but in some way, shape, or form, like the game that I actually do well, there's like two, right? I have two ideas. It's one is a beat 'em up. Looks like it'll frustrate me. Yeah, you can do whatever you want in Minecraft, so as long as you protect yourself from monsters, you're pretty much good. And that's not too bad to do, even for a beginner. What was I saying? Yeah, I have an idea for a beat 'em up, and I have an idea for like an action adventure game. I do not have a portal. I'll just use Hoax's portal. Yeah, I'm going to be working on my build from here on out. I'm like I don't need any more weapons. I don't need any more armor. My stuff is good. I'm virtually indestructible. So I can build I can build with impunity now. Nothing can stop me from building. That's what it's all about in the end, is building. It's builder's delight. I have reached the builder's delight. And now I must reach the uh baller nirvana. We're one step closer to baller nirvana, okay? Ballervania will rise again, and we will all bask in its glory. I'm gonna build a reverse color Eiffel Tower 3 times the scale, and one block will be out of place, and I'll blow up the whole thing in a rage. Welcome to the Eiffel Desert. You could easily do that if you so desire. You can do that. I've seen someone build an entire city out of ovens. It's very baffling, but not baffling. I guess if that's what you want to do. The person enjoyed doing it. No one understood it, but he was committed, and that's what he wanted to do, so he did it. I have design notes a ton: a shmup, a platform, an RPG, a mon game, a first-person shooter. I do have something, a rough idea of how to do an RPG, of what I want to do for an RPG as well. So I guess that's three. But after that, I don't know. Like I said, I have to start game one first. um, I think, uh, yeah, I think I'm definitely interested though. I just got to learn how to do the code. That's all. That's all I have to do. Coding and working in a game engine. The only thing that I've done in a game engine, and it was in Unity, was I tested my rigs, the rigs that I made for my meshes out in Unity with pre-made mocap animations. It worked perfectly to my surprise for like a first timer, you know. They were it was nice seeing, you know, something that you made move like a human. It was like, oh hey, there it is right there, you know. If I was making a game, that would have been character number one right there. You just got to do what? How many characters typically in a video games? Like seven. Well, in the story anyway. You know, you have seven characters. You typically seven is the number, right? I guess that could be the same for a game. You know, if you don't count NPCs. How does that even work anyway? Like if you have a game that procedurally generates NPCs like Grand Theft Auto or something? Like how do you set that up? That'd be interesting to know. You can just fill your world with nondescript people. Like how does one do that? I'm sure there's a way, right? I've seen I've seen tutorials on how to make a Dark Souls game. That's somewhat interesting. A Dark Souls game? I don't know what I would do for that, you know, that hasn't been done already. Actually, yeah, I do. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know if that would work. But I would try to do something. I would try to put my own spin on a game like that. Most of the time you get when you see a Souls like, what do you do, right? You got something that does a lot of damage to you. You're like paper thin. So you have to rely on dodging, right? Parrying, backstabbing, things like that. If I were to do something like that, I see the way people play them. You know, when they speed run, it's they play when they speed run. It seems like they play them more like a platformer, right? So why not put platforming elements in a Souls-like game? Do you think that would work? Thief, you're the Souls-like person. You're the Souls-like queen, right? What do you think about that idea? If you make it like a platformer, I don't know how a platformer will work in behind a third-person perspective because you know there's some you know you have to be able to see everything and you don't really have well I don't know, I guess you do, right? You can easily manipulate the camera while you're moving around, can't you? I don't remember. Can't you like spin the camera and whatnot? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Every the game is like tailor made for you to move forward, right? You're moving forward. You're rolling forward. You're jumping forward. All your attacks are forward. It's made for you to go forward, right? You don't really do like unless you like roll to the you can roll to the side, but that's about it. You roll in that direction, but it's not really like sideways. It's not really lateral movement. They're also I think Blasphemous is a lot like a Souls, along with Salt and Sanctuary. I got to take a look at that. I don't know any of those. I was thinking more of the along the lines of like the Pioneer type, but yeah, I don't know. It's something I have to look into. Because I actually have some of those tutorials. I was like, huh, well maybe I could learn, right? And then put some of the elements into something else. And not actually make a Souls game, but just make like have like the elements of a Souls game in a game. I don't know. It's definitely an interest, to say the least. uh do it. Do it. Good. Anakin, good. Kill him. Kill him now. I shouldn't. Do it. I like that character. I like both of those characters. It's just I don't know. I'm a super casual when it comes to Star Wars, but there are certain characters that I enjoy watching. I might watch a series if they're in it. Like that's why I watched Obi-Wan because I was like, "Oh, Anakin's back." Yeah, sure. I'll watch it. I mean, it was okay, I guess. You know, I don't really feel strongly about it, but I watched it because because Anakin returned in it. I think you'd like Elder Souls. It's not as linear plot as the other Souls. Yeah, I would do something that gives you some options, right, of where to go. I guess it would be closer to, even though I haven't played it yet. um what's it called? Breath of the Wild. Like suit like open, but in a way that it's like, hey, you can go over here, like something that doesn't give you uh uh decision paralysis. You know, it's something that's like, okay, yeah, you could go over here and do something, or you can go over here and do something. It's up to, it doesn't matter which order you do it in. Kind of like a Mega Man, you know, you just oh, I want to go after Light Man, or I can go after Dark Man. I don't know, you know, something like that. And you just get, you know, you get like a bonus if you, well, I wouldn't say a bonus, but you do more damage to them if you use their weakness, right? But you can choose any way to go. It just makes it a little easier if you know have fireman stuff when you're fighting Leaf. I don't know. I'm not a Mega Man guy. I'm just, that's the you know the game flow that I would try to do if I were to do that. Do it. But yeah, I think I would give it a shot. I don't know when. All I have to do is just learn the code. Like I already have some Humble Bundle stuff on it. I have the Mega Man. I've beaten one and two. I'm not a Mega Man guy. Well, I don't have any problem with Mega Man. It's just I've never really gotten into the series, but I did beat the first two, and I believe I beat both of them over 99's house when I brought my laptop with me and I was playing them on my laptop. That's basically what I did. They were enjoyable, you know. I just didn't grow up with Mega Man. I did play that world game, the RPG one. I forget what is it called, Mega Man Legends, I believe. I played that one. That was a demo though on PlayStation. It was on the import side because they have these import games you can play. Like in the like if you go to the CD, you can go to the section with the imports, and it's just all the Japanese games back there, and you can play them, even though they're not going to probably be released in the states. The version I played, I believe, was the Japanese demo of Mega Man Legends. I think it's called that. Yo, Ace, remember to use my promo code when you check out on Humble for your blender. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Um, yeah, I had a couple codes. There was this Titanic adventure game on GOG. Somebody was like, "Yeah, just use my code. You'll get a discount." I'm like, "Okay, I will do that. I will do that." It did look fun. I kind of want to play it. Like I do want to. I do eventually want to play some games on stream. I just don't know when. I think when I feel comfortable with my art progress here, I'll probably start doing it. Humble sells blenders. Yes. No, right now they have a bundle right now for learning Blender, the program that I'm using for 3D meshing. For $15, you can learn the fundamentals, rigging, meshes, environments, backgrounds, lighting, things like that. I guess in a way I kind of took a crash course. Like there's a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. If you don't want to buy anything that you can learn from, um, that's how I learned it. I just got some things on YouTube and went from there. And you know, instead of doing a donut, which is like the popular tutorial to do, I was like, no, I want to go straight into what I want to do in Blender and just learn how to like create a human or and pose it and whatever, so I could use that as a reference. And it might take a little longer if you don't have a grasp of that stuff, which I didn't, but um I had like a usable, in my opinion, a usable mesh with like within 1 month. So it wasn't that bad. But I used and what I continue to use as a reference is anatomy for sculptors. That really helped me like grasp how to sculpt, because you can see, you know, you see the body parts and features and whatnot from every angle. And basically, if you just sculpt them like that, then You look at them from every angle and see how they are supposed to look, and you use that, you'll be all right. I did not. I tried to look for my very first mesh from that I did in Blender. I think I got rid of it. I don't have it. I'm sorry. But it was basically a sphere that was with a face carved in it. It was bad. I was like, I was like, I'm just gonna delete this. And I just deleted it right outright. That's the only digital art piece that I have straight up deleted because I was like, normally I keep all my stuff now. I think there's too much space between the eye and the side of the head. I'm gonna try to reduce that. Or I can increase the eyes. The size of the eye or the spacing, maybe both. I don't know. Should be like 3 eyes, right? Or sometimes 2.5 in between. And the person's head is like turned a little bit. It's like kind of cocked, which is exactly what I wanted. You see more of the side of it on this side than on this side because they're kind of like facing this way. At least that's the idea I was going for. We'll see how it turns out as I progress through this. Oh, sorry, I have a little Velcro thing here. All right. Whoa. Back to the brushes, please. No, no, don't do that. Control D is deselect. I forgot that. But yeah, definitely an interest making, I do want to give it a shot, even if it's like something like a test game, just to get an idea of what to do. I feel like I have a somewhat of an amateur's grasp of how to make a story, at least a workable story. And I think that won't be, just the creativity side of it won't be too bad. I haven't done an environment yet. One day I'll have to practice that, doing environments. I can do the lighting. Lighting isn't bad at all. I've already done it on the mesh. You just haven't seen it yet. You just set up some lights, some area point lights, just to light the character to get an idea. Like with the shadow, like in my face here. Like you just set that up, and that help because it kind of helps you determine the form of whatever you're drawing. Like you can see. Oh, I'm sorry. It's for some reason my, even though I said don't reverse the camera, it seems to be reversed. That form there, that actually helps. When you have shadow and light hit your subject, and you can see like if there's anything wrong with the form, like if there's an extra bump or two, like if your thing is too lumpy, you'll see that with the lighting. I don't know. I feel like but yeah, I feel like I could do it. Like I feel like if I learn the coding, I could do it. I just have to set some time aside to learn that coding. That's all. That's all I really need to do. Okay, I'm just gonna just leave that nose there. Why not? Man, I cannot believe. I don't know. Like this is like the I feel like this is like the weakest part of of my drawing is doing the sketch and the line art, which is it's alarming because that is the most important part, right? It's the foundation of the drawing. But it always works out in the end. It's just when I'm doing it, I don't feel like it doesn't feel right sometimes to be like it's like, oh no, I don't know about this. Maybe it's because I'm streaming it. I don't know. But no, I feel like that too when I'm like offline. I'm like, man, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. And then after a while, once I start putting like the shading, because when I first learned digital art, I learned with grayscale, and after a while, I was like, man, I don't like working in grayscale. It feels too restrictive, you know, because you have to set the lighting in the shadow like right then and there, and you kind of like don't have any wiggle room when you're applying the colors. But I took another crack at it, and now I kind of prefer it. I'm gonna try to do some grayscale with this. I may have to fix the chin. But yeah, I really switched my opinion about grayscale over time. It's just what it felt like, you know, for a while, like when I stopped using grayscale, that you could just choose on the fly like how you want to do the shading and the light. And if you don't like it, you can change it. But you can't really do that when you do grayscale. It's everything is set and you're basically setting everything in stone. And I just was not used to that. So I don't know. I think that was the problem. I think that was like the biggest thing that I had to adjust to. But I do like over time I enjoy it now. So grayscale is not so bad after all. You can get the see I'm just doing the lips here. I don't know. I may have to fix that later. My brush is too large. I don't want to erase too. No, now it's too small. Oh no. Now it's what the heck? How large does it have to be? Okay. I'm still used to Blender's brush. It's kind of weird going back and forth between this and Blender. Some slight adjustment. I've used I've already tried to use like Alt Shift shortcuts to move the camera. I don't have to do that in Blender. I can just do it here. But if I do it here, it's just gonna mess it. It's gonna, you know, I'll hit the eyedropper, and I don't want to do that. I don't like the way these lips are turning out. I'm going to let me do them again. I'm sorry about this. I had the settings right, and then they all reset for some reason. I really don't know why it happened. I may have to move. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move the chin, and I'll put the shadow down because I wanted to see how it would look. The corner of the mouth there. I wanted to see. I'm trying to get the lips here. That's definitely something that I have to work on. It's just not over sketching it like I'm doing now. That's a that's a habit. I'll just say that's a habit. That is definitely a habit. I'm gonna when I get off stream, I'm gonna try to set reset what I had before. I had it set to where if I did if I did try to sketch something, it wouldn't register. So I would have to it would force me to control my lines more. And I had it set up to where that was the case, but it's back to default now. So I'm just gonna deal with it. There will be a picture. I don't think the lips are too big. I don't know. This porridge is too hot. going to be great. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from, to be honest. With my settings though, this part would have been done already because it makes me draw faster for some reason. I'm gonna lower the chin. I feel like the chin is a little too, even though her head's down like this, I'm gonna lower it. I'm gonna lower the chin just a little bit more. Oh my goodness. Now I'm gonna shorten it. I like Clip Studio though. It's I prefer doing the lines in this program than Photoshop. I don't know. It feels better. But I'll do the color in Photoshop though. I feel like Photoshop is better for that. For me anyway. I don't know. Just my own, just from my own musings and testings. Still want to bring it in a little bit. Do that so I can see what the heck I'm doing because I drew too many lines. It's like, ah, just chicken scratch everything in. That's how we're doing it. You really only need to do when you're doing like the basic sketch is the forms. I don't want to put too much detail in the forms. That's something that I like doing in the sketch. You don't really do that. It just makes it take longer. I don't really care, to be honest. It's gonna get done. I'm going to do it. So put the cheekbone in there. Okay. I feel like her head looks shorter now. I don't know. Looks like it's deformed. Well, maybe if I move it this way a little bit more, it'll look like it's like almost in a perspective. It's a weird perspective, but it's a perspective, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. It should be fine. Oh, hold on. You want to make sure it's nice and centered. It doesn't I don't know. It doesn't look deformed. Just want to make sure. You know, when I used to draw on paper, I could see it was very like slanted in one direction. Like if I like held it up and the light would shine through, I'm like, oh, that doesn't look right. But I just kept going. You know, you gotta learn. You gotta learn. Try to make it nice and even for each side when you flip it. I think what would help this form here. Oh, I got the rainbow ram. Always learning is good. Oh, good. Got so they, yeah, you get a trophy and you get some blocks and you get a horn, I believe, which breaks walls. I think it did. I've never actually used it. and I don't remember where, like, how you get the tooltip to tell you what it does. I might have just looked it up online. I'm not sure. I thought that JEI told you what it did, but in this pack it doesn't. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I looked it up though. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I went the quest ram that I found. I captured it. I'm putting him in a zoo. Put him in a zoo for all the world to see. I don't know if you keep giving him the wool, will it give you more prizes? I've only done it once, so I'm not really sure if that's the case, but if it is, cool. I went and knocked Twilight Forest out early so I could have access to the blocks for my build. Okay, that's a little. I think the ear shouldn't be over the eyes, right? It's supposed to be like eyes and the ears. Is it I might oh I know, I think the nose might be a little too long there. Let's bring that up slightly. Just that way there's a proper space between the mouth and the nose and the nose and the eyes. And that will help me get the ears right. You're not gonna be able to see them from this perspective anyway, but I imagine that the earlobe stops here. But this, well, I gotta see. I gotta see on this side because you'll see more of the ear on this side. Let's see. I don't think that's too big. Yeah, that ram is long. That's a long ram. It just keeps getting longer. We're all 18 colors. Yeah, I'm gonna put them in my build. I'm gonna move the bottom lip up. It was, yeah. It's a very very long rim. I'll just fix that later. I still have to do. There's like a couple more dimensions, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to do the other dimensions. I gotta do Undergarden, which I almost forgot was in the pack. And there's another dimension I haven't seen yet, which was the astral dimension, I believe. I think I think that's what it's called. There's a mod. It literally says astral dimension, and Judicious confirmed that was another dimension. So I have to check that out too, eventually. I have no idea what's in it. I've been in the Undergarden before though. Those are more blocks I need to get, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I feel like I've been stalling my project, my building project, so I'm gonna work on it later tonight and get it ready, and I can put my portal in. Undergarden scares me. I don't know what they did. It looks like they added some stuff to it. I'm not sure though. Um, when we had it in Builders 2, it wasn't really that bad. It had a couple of different enemies in it, but I think now they got bosses and whatnot. So I need to see what they added. But I like the blocks though. I used to eat the food that was there. It was like a purple pie that was really good for healing and whatnot that I would get. I don't know. I gotta see. Like I don't have my kitchen built yet. Normally I would have a house. I would have a house with like an actual kitchen in it, and I would build it, and I would make the food in the kitchen. I like that kitchen. I'm sorry, I was running around. What's going on with the Undergarden? I have not been there yet with this in this pack. Just added Judd added kitchen blocks. Yeah, I know. I've seen them. That's the first thing I check for whenever there's a big change in the pack. I check for all the crops in the and if farmers and cooking for blockheads are in there. Because I don't know, I strangely enjoy that mod more than like I thought I would. Making the kitchen and having all the food in there. I guess it's not strange, but I like doing that kitchen build, so I just kept doing it. The idea this time was to do just to go straight into the build, but I got sidetracked with adventuring. So I always get sidetracked. Sorry. I probably could have had the water cleared by now if I had just well, I would have had to wait anyway because the every time I try to do this water build, it gets harder and harder because either Mojang or a mod changes the water and makes it harder to do that build every time we do it. I do it like once a year. First, it was the kelp. The kelp makes it harder because falling blocks does not break the kelp. I got to break it myself now, so that's more time added. Then we got youngs that changes the makes the temple bigger, so that's more area I got to clear. Then they made the oceans deeper. I don't. I'm not sure if that was the aquatic update or if that was because of the build height. But whatever the case, that made it harder. So now instead of me being able to clear that temple out and have something built in like 2 days, that 2 days was the fastest I did it. And that was in vanilla. There was a time where I could do it in 2 days. Now instead of 2 days, now it's going to take me like 2 weeks to do that build. And I got sidetracked with builds waiting for the blocks because I have these extractors that like extracting sand like around the clock when I'm on anyway. I don't think it shouldn't work when I'm offline, but when I'm online, um, they'll that's why I normally AFK. The sand will build up, and I have like 40K in a drawer, like with 8 drawers in it. That should be enough to clear it. I'm gonna slowly work on it when I'm not drawing or doing anything else. But yeah, it takes longer and longer to build. So I'm like, I don't know. But then again, because I have these outlandish builds anyway. I'm telling you, the Soul Sand or magma method is fast. You can have that cleared in 4 hours max. I need to take a look at that then, because that's not a method that I have used before. There was one time where I cleared it in like one day using observers and pistons, and I literally built a wall on one side and then just hit go, and the thing just pistoned across and cleared all the water in one go. All you have to do is just clear the temple. You just have to, knock down the temple while it's underwater. They have builds and farms now that you don't even need to do that, but it's more than just the farm so that I want to do. So I need the water out of there. So it's I don't know. I'm stuck between like the old methods and the new methods. I guess. Uh, it's I'm in a very strange place, but because the way that I was doing it, it wasn't that slow. But if there was a better way, I need to see it. I don't really look at new methods because it should have been done by now. I just like I said, I see something and I'm like, okay, yeah, I want that, and then that leads to something else, and then something else, and then something else, and then next thing I know, 2 weeks roll by and finished my I haven't started my build yet because I'm too busy doing other stuff. but now I'm gonna focus on it. So probably do it today. To be honest, if I don't know how long it's gonna take. Maybe a couple hours. It doesn't take long to put 40,000. It's understandable. You haven't been looking up the new stuff anymore. No, I have not. Uh, it takes me only a few minutes to put 40,000 blocks of sand down. So that's why I really haven't really been worried about it. Can I get that guardian egg today? Yeah, I got like 16 of them. Folks, did you get the spawner? Excellent. 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 Oh yeah. It's too bad they don't really drop anything of value. That would be nice. Those ding dang druids. What do they drop? I want to say those glow berries, and that's it. Maybe that's good for you because that your build is more like a natural build. I think they dropped that. They might not drop anything. Yeah, I have extra witch eggs. I'm still looking for drown though, so it's gonna be a while before I get that. Once I get one egg, I can put that in the spawner and then get all the up and get more eggs. But I have multiple witch eggs. I'll bring you some of those too. There's a house really close to you guys that is full of witches. I'm surprised you didn't find it yet. It's like a big mansion, and there's nothing but witches and spiders that spawn in there. That's where I got the eggs from. I forgot to mark it on my map though, but I know where it's at. Like it's on y'all's side of the map. It's like I have to come like I found it on the way down to I think when I gave you when I went down there to give you something, I don't remember what either that or I was helping no, that wasn't when I helped Thief. It was when I was dropping something else off down there. Um yeah, when I was dropping something else off down there, it I ran into that house and I went and cleared it real quick. Man, what was it? I don't know. Whatever you asked me for last 99. Whatever it was you asked me for, I went down there for. That's what I dropped off and I found that house on the way. Oh yeah, no, no, I don't think it was that. Cuz that time I died. I died fighting Dreadbeard, which I got his egg too or Deadbeard, sorry. Deadbeard. Deadbeard is finally his soul is mine now. We don't got to worry about him anymore. You want to talk about treasure troll? Ha ha, let me tell you. I think I got all the minerals covered now. I even have that Ender zombie girl. Or no, sorry, the Ender girl. I have her egg too. Only problem is if I tried, I don't want them to teleport out of the farm. I have to set it up to where they can't do it. So I'm gonna put a special area on my build for that. That's the plan. Regular Endermen, it don't matter if they get out. They'll just get out and they'll stay out. They won't even come back because I have 2 blocks where I stand at, so they can't get to me. But I don't want those Ender girls running around. They are mad strong. Well, they're probably not strong to me now, but I don't like I said, I don't want angry Ender girls running around, especially if somebody decides to visit me. They might not like it. They might not like it one bit. Especially if they have backpacks. That makes them even more tanky. That's the funny part. I don't like fighting creepers that have backpacks because they don't die. So you have to hit them and then run. It's not a big deal to me now, but if you want the back, because sometimes if you get a backpack from them, they have something good in there. There's been plenty of times where I found something. I was like, oh man, I'm glad that was in the backpack. uh books, gems, whatever. You know, they could have something in there that you might need later. So it's nice. A couple of emeralds, a couple of diamonds. I know we don't really need that now because we all have like extruders and mines and whatnot, but starting out, it's good. And if you're doing like a little adventuring, then having a backpack is perfect for that because instead of filling up your inventory and having to go back, you can just fill up. You can keep filling up multiple backpacks and you stay out longer and get more items. You know, some kind of like a rat mode or something like on a survival game, like a looter shooter or something. You have a bag, you can loot longer. That's what I do anyway. It's very useful to me. But you've seen my little just to drop the pile of gold in front of you, take 2 steps and put it back in front of you, no sweat. Gold, we do know it. I don't even think I think we got gold covered. Yeah, we got all the minerals covered basically, except I don't. I need. I ran out of netherite, so I need to make that farm like ASAP. Do I have something that drops netherite? At least the scraps. I think I do, but I have to take another look. Like I can make a magma block farm. Netherite brick. Like I have a lot of things covered. Is there any true scientific basis for building? No, you can build literally whatever you want. It's not affected by gravity or physics unless you're building with sand. Sand needs something to sit on or it'll fall. Sand and gravel. Other than that, you can have a block floating in the air. You can have a building floating in the air if you want. It's not like let's see what game does have something like that. I don't even know. I don't have anything to compare it to as far as oh, I guess Power World or Ark, you need a foundation to build on because if you knock out the foundation, then everything will break. Is it just made up chemicals? A lot of mods surprisingly use real chemicals and minerals and things like that. I've even heard that they teach scientific subjects through Minecraft in various places. Like if you want to build a reactor, you can go and like the mod packs are pretty accurate as to how they the concept, the basic concept anyway. I'm pretty sure you can't build it in real life, but they use it as a teaching tool. I don't know that for sure. I just heard that. I don't know. A reactor, that's the first thing you think of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they're using actual elements. FF7. So many builds. Yep. I built quite a few reactors. Uh, two of them melted down though. And they have it so that the radiation will ruin your area, like it would in real life. It would do a little more than that, but you get the gist of it. Man, radiation. We actually do have a radioactive wasteland in the Nether on this pack, but there's no environmental hazard. I believe it's just for show. I think I want to reduce this a little bit. But yeah, I find the technological mods pretty fun. You just want to build a machine, incorporate it into your build, make it look all intricate and complicated. You can do that. You can do that in this build too because we have create BRB, no problem. I lean well. I wouldn't say I lean towards more of that. It's just I start with that first because it's complicated. If we have that in the pack, I'll go the technological route because that helps me build more things faster. So that's normally where I go. I didn't do it this time. Create kind of has like a very mechanical aspect to it. It's got all these gears and whatnot and conveyor belts and things like that. Some engineering stuff. I'm not really well versed in that mod. That's the only reason why I didn't like go heavy into it. I don't know. That's one technological mod or tech mod that I do not have any experience in besides very, very basic concepts. Like I built a windmill and that's it. And I built some water wheels. And I have something that can flatten ingots into plates. Real simple things. I know how to make some super glue. That's all. That's all I got. But you can do so much more with it. So much more. And I will. I will do it. I am gonna do it. Oh, I see. Shoulder is too high on this side. Super glue and metal plates. That's what I got. You building a Gundam? I think someone has built a Gundam before in vanilla, like with zero mods, like with just a base game. I think that is possible. So, yeah, I'm not building a Gundam though, but you can, you can. Oh, you can. I can hear those '90s commercials now. I don't remember them. I don't remember those. Level 5, 14. Oh, that. Yeah. That rings a bell. That rings a bell. Yeah. I forgot about those little models. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. I completely forget. You just unlocked an old memory for me. Yeah, yeah. Typo had a couple of those models. Yeah. I forgot all about those, man. Wow. That's funny. That's hilarious. I completely forgot. Man. I think yeah, Death Scythe. He might have had Wing Zero, maybe Talkie. I forget. I think he had Death Scythe though for certain. Man, Death Scythe was my favorite. Because that's the type of stuff that I like. I think I said that yesterday. I think it's kind of mid now. Over time, I started liking heavy arms more. It's just armed to the teeth with guns and missiles. It's like how you beat that? Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. You'll get them. You'll get them. You'll get them all. It's mainly because of Gundam Battle Assault. He was that was a character. He was Death Scythe sucked on that game to me anyway. I didn't know how to use them, but heavy arms, I felt like I was indestructible with heavy arms. I could wipe anybody with that one. It's too bad that's not like an FGC fighting game. That would be nice to see, like a pros play that game. Maybe there is somebody out there who can play it really well and they have videos. I'll probably look for some at some point. I didn't know any of them. I've never watched or focused on the show. I just knew it had robots. I only know Sazabi from Terrence's game, and I only liked him because I picked the red one. That rings a bell. Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. I think that was the one with the burning finger or something like that. Maybe I don't know. Like I'm not a Gundam guy either, to be honest, but I do know some of them. I know Tall Geese. I know Sandrock. Uh, let's see if I can name one. Double Z Gundam. Uh, Big Zam. I remember that one. Cubily. I actually named a bee in Minecraft Cubily. Cubily is what I called it, but no one's gonna get that reference until now. If you ever see that Queen Bee, then now you'll know where that's from. Let's see. Nah, I can't think of a. There was a green one and there was a red one, and Char used to pilot it. I don't remember the name of it though. It started with a Z, I think, but I don't know. I don't remember. Ball. There was a ball Gundam. It was basically a ball with feet and had a big gun on its back. This is all in the. I guess these are all like Gundams from various series. I don't think they were all in the same series. Tall Geese, of course, I already said. Yeah, I remember. I know some of the names. That's only because of the fighting game. I didn't really watch the show. I saw a couple of episodes of Gundam Wing. I saw that the Gundam that I like was piloted by somebody I didn't like, and Death Scythe didn't really do a lot in the series. You know, it was always it seemed like a pretty weak Gundam, so I kind of like stopped liking it after a while. Zaku, there it is. Yeah, Zaku, yeah. There's Zaku, and then there was a green Zaku, which I think was like the goons, like the putty patrol of that group, like regular dudes were part of that one. And then Char had a red one that was like customized for his skill, and he could take that and then just like wipe the floor with actual Gundams because it wasn't actually a Gundam, it was a mobile suit, I think. But he could be in there and like fight Gundams with it. I think, like I said, I don't know the series very well, so I I don't know if that's the case, but that's my understanding of it. Typo was the only person that I knew who was into Gundam. I don't think 99 is. I don't think yeah, I don't think anyone else was, to be honest. Yeah, he was the only one. So all of my Gundam knowledge came from him and his interest in Gundam. That wasn't really my thing. I probably saw more BattleTech and Macross Plus and things of like Tank Police, if that counts. I don't know. I've seen more of that than I've seen Gundam. I've dabbled in drawing mecha inspired things, but it's not it's definitely not an interest. It's not like it's a mild, I guess it's mild. It's a mild interest, but it's not like, you know, I'm not gonna go out of my way to see mecha stuff. Big O. I did not like Big O at all. I guess it was the art style. I don't know. Like, well, now you know I don't really care about art style. I like most art. You know, I appreciate most art, and I say most because I don't like I don't really like fractal art. It doesn't do anything for me. But any like anime, you know, some you know realism, whatever, cartoon, it's fine. I don't really mind it. But if the art style is something that is visually stimulating to my mind, then I'll focus. I'll like pay attention to that more. You know, but I really don't mind a lot of art. Big O, Big O. I never gave it a chance, but also this is pre-internet. Immediately think of you when I hear that song. Yeah, because I used to just say, it mockingly say Big O, Big. It just that's like every this that was it. Just Big O. You just keep singing Big O, and then the sliding controls. There was nothing about it I like. The T eyebrows. I was like, man, I'm not into this. It's not something I care about now. But when I was younger, I was very opinionated and I didn't give a lot of things a chance. I just saw it, and if it wasn't like immediately like cool or edgy or dark or something, I was like, I don't know about this. There were some exceptions, of course, but generally, I lean towards more serious things than that. I can't. Funny, oddly enough, I liked Heat Guy J wasn't like that at all, but I liked Heat Guy J. 90 or not 99. Typo didn't. Typo did not like Heat Guy J at all. He said this isn't that good, and I thought it was like the coolest stuff because it had like knife wielding werewolves in it, but it wasn't like a dark tone. It was like a lighter. It was like a like a mid tone. You know, it wasn't light or dark. It was just like standard action anime. Heat Guy J. J is in the letter. Guy is in a dude, and then Heat. You already got Heat. Heat Guy J. It's called Heat Guy J. It's a kid. It was like a young person. It was like the typical anime hero who he has a special gun that fires special bullets, and he can only get like a few bullets per episode for whatever reason, or he has two or one. It's kind of like Gene Starwind and his caster, I believe it was called, his little caster gun, and he would always like have like these. Oh man, I need a number one, but I don't have that. You know, we gotta find the number ones. You know, rare ammo. It was like that character, and then he has a big, tall, robot old man It's like steam driven. Like all the steam comes off of him. He has to like expel steam, or he can expel steam. I don't know if he has to. But it wasn't a steampunk anime. It was a I guess it was like a slightly futuristic, but it wasn't steampunk. But that robot was like it was humanoid, but it was kind of reminiscent to me of I don't know, was Big O steampunk? Did he have like steam coming off of him or something like that? Maybe I'm just misremembering. I don't know. Anyway, he's an android and or a robot, and he would like back the kid up basically. And he had a motorcycle, kind of like Akira's, but it was like longer. And they would like battle the mafia or there was these convicts. If you went to jail, if you were a convict, they would graft a wolf mask on you to mark you for life, basically. Like your head would just be a wolf. But it was like some kind of procedure. I don't know. They like didn't actually have a wolf head. It was like a mask or some kind of dermal implant. I don't know. And they fought those guys, and I said mafia and those guys, and the mafia was like compared to vampires in a way, but they weren't really vampires. But they had like vampire esque references. So that was basically Heat Guy J, and he would always have this. The robot would always have these monologues about being a man or whatever, even though he wasn't a man. Like he would like, well, he was in reference to the kid. He was telling the kid, teaching the kid how to be a man, even though he wasn't a man. Kind of like reminiscent of the dynamic between the Terminator and John Connor, except for it was the other way around. It wasn't the kid teaching the robot how to be human. It was the robot kind of like guiding the kid in a way like that. That's all I really remember about it. I feel like I was just burned out, and that seemed refreshing to me because maybe it wasn't really that great of an anime. I don't know. I don't really remember that much about it besides what I said. Like there was a period where I was like, man, I'm tired of seeing the same stuff in anime and all this, and I kind of like took a break from it for like a decade. That's why I have like a 50 anime list now to get back into it. Maybe we put nostalgic icing on bad stuff and remember only the good. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, Typo was like, "Man, this ain't a good anime." I was like, "Really? It's not?" And because I kept telling him about it, and then he finally saw it. He was like, "I don't know. I've seen better than this." I was like, "Oh man, he knows more than me about anime in general." I know some of his, well, a lot of his personal taste, right? But maybe objectively, it wasn't. I'll trust his opinion on it because I don't really remember it now. So there's that. But yeah, yes, my my time with anime is very weird. I don't know. Sometimes I like things that nobody likes. I guess I don't know. I don't know. This is something different. They try. I like when people try different things and it kind of works. It's like because it makes me like, oh man, I think, hey, they got this idea to work. Like, how would I do it? Like, because this is something that's done often. I think they gave it a good effort. Like, how would I do it? It gets me thinking about different ideas and whatnot. I like when people try things and they kind of work. Like I see where they're coming from. I hear the current I hear I guess what they call freaking Zoomers talk about anime, and it's like I think they like from what I can understand, I feel like they like the more visual aspect of it. But I look for more than that, I guess. Not that that's a bad thing if you just like if it's something's cool, because that's how I got into anime. It's like, oh man, wow, that dude jacked that other person up, something like that. I was like, oh man, this chick's pretty cool, things, pretty bad character, you know, things like. But Now I look at the story a little bit more, you know, like the themes and the story, because you know I've written a story, so I pay attention to that more. I'm writing a story for, well, I wrote a story for my webcomic, so I pay attention to that aspect more than the flashiness. I feel like from paying attention to that for years, I kind of can get an idea of what would visually please me and people who see that aspect of it. But the themes behind it is what's more important to me nowadays. I guess I got like I've seen the bad characters, the cool characters, the action, all that. I've seen all that. I need a little more now. I hardly yeah, it's pretty much it. Oh, I was very casual with anime. I liked it. I knew it wasn't American, but that was pretty much it. I hardly watched the show to analyze it, to compare it to something else. I just watched it on a surface level. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's flip flop now. Like I was into it more then, and then I got tired of it, and then now I'm like, okay, I understand now. I kind of understand it more. The types of stories and tropes that you would find in anime, just like you would in Hollywood. You have your Hollywood tropes, you have your anime tropes, and I'm like, okay, I give all kind like various things a chance now, but I feel like I'm more casual now than I was back in the day. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, yeah. The tropes and tropes and tropes. You watch stuff and you're like not even watching it. You're saying, okay, he's the main bad guy. Yeah, you kind of have to. Okay, she's the sexy dumb girl. I don't know why that. I have to check the settings. Forget about that. That was some auto mod stuff. Okay, he's the comic relief. Yeah, these are very common things. Very, very common things. Like you have your tropes for shonen. Okay, they have their own tropes, or isekai. That's a new one for me. Or the reincarnation. I guess that's same as isekai, right? When you're like, it, I guess an early version will be Inuyasha, where you're like, okay, this character's in her main world, which is like this world, and then she falls into a well, and now she ends up in a whole other world. I guess that's kind of like well, maybe isekai is like you have to die and then you're reincarnated in another world or in a game or something like that. I know that's a big thing for webcomics and manhwas and mangas and things like that. Now I know that's a big thing that people are really that's a big trend that people are going all in on nowadays. Can you have a trope for storylines? Yes, you can. For anything, plots, arcs, yeah, anything really. Okay, this is Penny from Inspector Gadget. She does all the work. Yeah, she's the support. She is the support that does everything. I'm sure there's a trope name for that. I don't know it though, but yeah, the Lux. Yeah, the sit back and proton cannon everything. The Sona, yeah. I think Sona is my favorite support and just like one of my top favorite characters overall in that game. Really like Sona. That was like the last character I learned too. I wish I had learned that character first. I would have never bought any other character if I had picked Sona first and did the things that I used to do. That would have been I probably would have been better. Even though I like Twitch. I really like Twitch. Twitch is one of my favorite champions. Twitch, Pantheon, Gangplank. You just do really stupid builds that work and just make people like extra mad. Like Crit Plank. I don't know if that's still a thing. Yo, Proton Cannon was my favorite move in Marvel's Capcom. The big old screen wide gun coming down. Yeah, Proton Cannon. Woo! You just melt somebody's team. Always nice. It's always very satisfying to hit people with that. Proton Cannon. You're like, here's my Sunday best. Proton Cannon. Twitch jungle. I've never jungled. I've played him bottom. I don't know if that's like the meta, whatever, but that's what I did. Played him bottom. And I would do attack speed. I think it was mainly attack speed. And just ambushing people. And then every now and then I would just go in a lane, catch someone alone, hit them with the stacks of poison as fast as possible, and then just walk away off screen, and then I just hit E, and they're dead. That was so satisfying to me. Just doing that, hit them with enough stacks to where they're just, oh, you can run now. It doesn't matter where you go. All I gotta do is hit this button, and you're dead. And then make fun of them for it, like with Pantheon, the spear, and just say stupid stuff like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was eating popcorn early. I got some grease on my fingers. The spear slipped out of my hand." Just real dumb stuff in chat that will make them so tilted that they just all try to gank you, and then you just kill them even more. I did that once with Sona, right? There was they had an item on there that was called a runic bulwark. I think I mentioned this before, but I'm gonna say it again. Screw it. They had a runic bulwark that made Sona tanky as heck, and I played her AP. I had the book. They had all the stacks. Pretty much every item that you can build stacks for. Um, in the runic bulwark. Yeah, yeah. Sona was creepy. No, not the game. We're talking about Sona was a league champion. I don't know if you ever played League Thief, if you know what I'm talking about. But basically, she's like a music type, like a musician type character. She attacks with music notes, and she can heal people and make them run faster or shoot. Yeah, she was also mute. Yeah, she talks like she's like a psychic or something. I don't know. But yeah, every third, like you can hit them with your standard attacks, and every third attack. Oh, okay. Every third attack, she would do extra damage. So if you did two attacks and then you do a third attack, you can hit somebody. You can hit somebody else with that third attack, and immediately cue them, and that sometimes you one shot people like that if you build her right. And with the bulwark, she was super tanky, and I was just endlessly taunt. I was like being super toxic to the team because I was killing them, I was ganking them. I was probably even kill stealing in some instances. I think because they would some people would always say, "Hey man, you kill stealing me." I would play with 99 and typo and team killing all those people. Team kills a person. I never actually team kills somebody. Well, maybe I did. I'll get to that in a second. Um, and then I made them so mad that they all tried to gank me as Sona because I had like the highest kill, even though I was a support. I don't even think I was placing wards at this point. Like I was like, man, we're just killing them. We don't need to know where they are because when they show up, I'll just kill them. If they show up as a team, I'll ult them. You get stunned. First, you lose most of your life if you don't die outright. If you're not squishy. From there, I'm snowballed from probably taking kills. All right, so I'm higher level than them. So if I ult them, it's taking most of their life and they're stunned. Q them. I forgot what W did. The blue attack. No, yeah, no, that was the AP attack, the magic attack. If I altered them, like somebody might die outright. Most people will lose their life, and then from there I could just auto attack them to death. And then they tried to gank me one time, and they could. The entire team was 1v5. They could not kill Sona. That's how strong I was. And I killed them all, and then I made fun of them for trying. They just all surrendered. It was so sad. It was kind of messed up to do because I'm not really a toxic person. Well, competitive, yes. I mean, when I play competitive games, I might appear that way, but I don't. I don't. I'm just messing around. I don't really mean it. I don't. I just knew each move did or didn't do something or against or for or against the enemy team or your allies. Um. Okay. Now, as far as team killing, with the Nivea, I did put the ice wall down in front of my teammates before, just as a joke. It might have been like against bots or something, just so I can get away. You know, they have somebody left behind. You know, because I would put the wall between me and the team, and they would get stuck, and I would get away, and then they would have to fight. It was kind of dumb. It was very that was probably the most toxic thing that I've ever done. In that, but it wasn't like, after a while I stopped doing it because it's kind of messed up. Just randomly ice wall people, and then they would have to take flash so they can flash past the wall, which is kind of a crappy thing to do. But we were just messing around. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. That was a very short-lived phase. I was trying out Anivia. She seemed like a pretty decent AP character. She's okay in my book. I didn't play with her too long, but Nami and Karma felt like they needed more thought to play. But I also didn't give Sona a chance. But I like complicated champs. Articuno support with a Vayne was nice. I always wanted to try Nami. When I fell all in with Sona, I kind of had this idea to try more supports, but I never got around to doing it. So I ended up quitting the game after a while. So yeah, I just didn't. I never did it, but I had an idea to do it. I just never got around to doing it. Basically, I think it's all right. I didn't really like playing it by myself. I didn't like playing. I didn't like playing with strangers because one, you got to follow the meta, and two, people will make demands or they'll just throw the game anyway. So it's like, man, you gotta you're always at the whim of someone else in the team, and the team doesn't always mesh together. So it's kind of like a little more stressful. I learned how to tank because I wasn't a tank for a long time, but I learned how to tank through random Q. Because of that. So I was like, he was kind of toxic, but he was like, man, you got to get out in front. You got to get out in front and stay out in front, and don't worry about dying. That's basically your job. Just tank them, and we'll take care of the rest. He was like kind of half toxic, but he was also teaching me the game. So that's how I learned. But it was a benefit in a way. But um, yeah, it was just some of the things that you have to you know deal with. When toxic people. I want to do this. You got to let me do this. You got to let me play this champ, or I throw the game, or they'll just Q dodge and you're back in the queue. It's like whatever. It's like whatever, man. I think they punish you for that now, but back then they didn't. I'm not really sure though. The last time I came back to League briefly in like 2018, 2019 just to try it. I Somebody at work happened to play it, and I was telling him, yeah, I used to play that, and I told him what I used to do, and he was like, oh yeah, and he told me like everything's different now. They don't have rooms, nothing. And he was like, yeah, just play. Oh yeah, you used to do that with Sona. Play Dark Harvest Sona, and that's basically the same thing. And I immediately came back and was doing the same stuff with Sona that I used to do. It was very fun. But then after 2 weeks, I didn't play it. I think it's still installed on my computer, but I didn't really on my this computer, not that computer. I haven't played it since then though. Uh, yeah, it's okay, but I'm not really interested in playing it really anymore. I got into Paragon briefly before they canceled that in favor of Fortnite back when Fortnite was new. And I think they brought it back, but I just don't care anymore. And they have Smite. It's basically a third person perspective MOBA. I thought that was an interesting concept. It was nice. It was refreshing to play that kind of game in that perspective, but it was short lived. After a while, I didn't play it. They have Smite. I've seen people here and there play it. It looks okay, but I don't know if I'll ever play it. And I think they did end up bringing Paragon back, or at least they're planning to. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's back or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But uh, I don't know. I just don't have any interest in MOBAs currently. Make a wall and shoot you against it. Oh yeah, yeah, Vayne, yeah. Vayne was hard to play. You had to be good to play with Vayne, I thought. Cause she's super squishy. Like if you play with a good Vayne, you're not getting hit. You're gonna pin people to the right wall every time, get them killed or kill them. I was afraid to try Vayne and Yasuo. Actually, I tried Yasuo one time. I didn't get it. So I was like, okay, I'll just let somebody. He had just come out. Somebody else wanted to play him. So I was like, yeah, you play him because I don't get it. I couldn't grasp his concept. But I only played with him once. So I was like, all right. And then someone else wanted to play him, and then they were like, they got it faster than I did. So they were the Yasuo guy, and I just went back to my champions. Never picked him again. Trade me mid, yo, I'm gonna go for mid. Yeah, yeah. If they ask, that's one thing. But if they like, nah, I'm going mid, or I throw the game, and you're already locked in the mid, and you're like, no, man, I'm mid. What the heck? I'm already mid. I got the mid champion. I only play a mid champion. I'm just using the hypothetical here because I've played everything but jungle at this point. Um, but yeah, when if you're only good at one position at that time, and somebody else wants it, it's like you're gonna do poorly. So yeah, but you got to do it, otherwise they'll throw the game. I think there was a couple of times I like when they throw the when they sit back at the base, pouting like a little kid, and you win anyway. There was one time who did that. Some guy, he sat at the base the whole time because he didn't get what he wanted, and we didn't need him at all, and we were just stomping the other team. And then he tried to like join in at the end. I was like, nah, report this guy. And this guy, you never seen this guy. Nah, don't try to help us now. You after you threw that fit, you threw a hissy fit the whole time, okay? Because you didn't get what you wanted, and you tried to make us lose, and then you try to join us when we're winning. Nah, get out of here. Nah, you're getting reported, by the way. And we did report him, and I think he did get timed out or banned or whatever the heck for a while. Vayne was very skill based. I like her. I like the aesthetic, the stacking shot damage. Vayne was the same in the same vein, no pun intended, as Draven. Yeah, those weren't my champions. Neither one of them. Draven, yeah, Draven. Which one was Draven again? Draven was I remember Talon. I remember uh Jane. Is his name Jace? Which one was Draven again? 5-0 in 7 minutes. Yeah, he had double spinning axes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Draven with the smile, right? He was like that guy, and he had the band. He had like the cow, like the half cow with his hair. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, 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 yeah. I never tried him, but he was all right. We had people who played with him, and they were pretty decent with him. So he was he was interesting. I never was really interested in playing with him, but to each his own. I liked gimmicks, I guess. AP Sona, Crit Plank, a crit build Pantheon. These things that you wouldn't expect that will kill you instantly, especially Crit Plank. Man, it was so man. I had it set up to where the start of the game, you buy I forget. I don't remember any of the items. I'm sorry. But you buy this specific item at the start of the game, and I had the runes, all the crit runes, and I would just hit Q, and sometimes I could one shot them at the beginning of the game. It was just hitting the button, and he just pull, or sometimes he'll pull out his gun in the middle of an auto attack. It was like a chance of him doing that. He'd pull out his gun and just instantly crit, and it would just seeing that damage is all that red right at the start, like they actually got shot. Pull out his little musket ball gun, his little flintlock pistol. Bam! Just hit them, hit Q, and they just die. And you were slinging the enemy. Oh man, that crit plank. What that was, I almost like that as much as Sona, almost. But you could do so much more with Sona. You can heal the team. We can get in and out of ganks with the speed, the purple. I used to say, okay, we got a purple out, and I would hit purple, and we purple, and everybody would have the purple buff, and we would just run. We would outrun the enemy team, and I would just say, purple out, purple out, purple out, purple out. Just real dumb stuff. Purple out. Because you turn purple and then you get out of the gank. They were going to gank us, but we're so fast. We got out of that little avenue that was closing. We got out in that time, so we purple out, the thing. It was dumb stuff. Sorry. You just say purple out. That's all you needed. We're in, and then we're back out, and then we're back in again when my ulti's up. We're back in. Sometimes we go out, we'll escape the gank, and then they'll overextend, and then we just re-gank them. We reverse the gank. We gank their gank and kill them because they didn't expect Sona to hit the AP move, and it just melted their best person or whatever. Because I stole some kills from the from the AD. Hey, you know what? It's funny because I'm like, okay, I hit them, I get them low, and then I'll get back. I'll come back, just so I don't get accused of kill stealing, right? So apparently it's a thing, Everyone, I asked people years later that was I a kill stealer, and they all said unanimously yes. I was like, wow, I thought, we were just, I thought we were, I thought we was it was working, wasn't it? Sona, AP Sona, it was working. They didn't expect it. Somebody said I was an aggressive Sona. I know that's not how you're supposed to play her. That was the point. The point was to surprise the enemy. But I was only able to do that because I was playing with friends. I couldn't do that, in a solo queue. People wouldn't even play with you if it's all about the metas. Everybody knows what to expect. So it's like that's kind of tactically not a good idea, right? Everybody mad you kill steal them, but if you leave them with 10 HP and then they mad they got away. Exactly. And I had that happen to me too. In solo queue. And I think I don't know, didn't really get mad at each other and when we were friends, but I'm like, I backed off that time you didn't kill him. That's why I hit Q, okay? I stay within range so that way I can always hit that Q. Sometimes it was unintentional, okay? But sometimes I did wait. I did wait until I know that if I hit Q now, that kill is mine. And I would just hit Q and it would die. I'm sorry. Sometimes I did. That's why I KS. Yeah. They were like, man, okay, all right. Hey, you're kill stealing. Okay, I'll back off. I'll just plant the wards so you can get the kill. Or you're the AD, right? And then we get them. We get them down low. I could have killed them. I don't hit the button. But they can't kill him now because they got away. They're getting away. And then they're like, oh, why didn't you kill him? Like, you said I was kill stealing, man. I'm trying to let you get the kills now. You can't even seal the deal. Okay? You can't seal the deal. But it's tricky. It's tricky. You kind of have to. It's like navigating the minefield, kind of when you're playing solo queue. I don't really mind that stuff when we're friends because we're all in agreement on something at least, right? Whether it be okay, we're just trying different stuff and we win because we have some team cohesion and some rapport, and we let we let things slide sometimes, and we have a decent team comp. Even when we don't have a decent team comp and we don't actually get stomped out immediately, we'll probably win the game. Or if the enemy is just that good and we're like back and forth and then it was a close call and they end up winning, we don't blame each other. We know we could have won that. It's just things didn't go our way. Things like that. It doesn't bother me at all when you're in friends and you want to try something different, or you want to say, okay, let's do this. We know this will work, so let's do this. Okay, I'll play my position here, blah blah blah. And you work it out with your team. It's not like that with randoms though. If you pick something, you can even pick a specific champ. Even if you fill the role and you pick a champ, somebody be like, "Why are you that champ?" It's like, why not? What the heck? I know how to play this champ. What? And then they Q dodge. It's like, okay, so you Q dodge because you didn't want me to play this champ. Okay, that don't make no sense. You got a tank, you got a jungler, you got your mid, you got your AD, you got your support. But no, you're in this. You got what you wanted, but nope. I'm gonna take and look all the way over to what you're doing. Okay, I'm gonna look all the way over here. No, I don't want a Volibear tank. No, I don't want a Moo Moo. I went with Solo Mint did this past tournament. I want you to play that character, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna ask why you picked that character, and then before you even get an answer, I'm gonna Q dodge because I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I've never Q dodged ever. I like Amumu and Volibear. That wasn't me specifically. I only use those uh those examples because I've actually played Amumu and Volibear. They're both pretty good. I learned how to tank on Volibear. I don't know what the meta was during that time with tanks, but uh Shen maybe. I know there was this thing with Shen. If you had these boots, you could teleport back and then run all the way back out like super fast and have this crazy movement speed for a while. I know that was like a big thing in meta that somebody did in a tournament and everyone started doing it. I even tried it because I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But I just tried it just to try it. I wasn't trying to. I don't even play Shen. I just wanted to see how it worked and and then. But yeah, things like that. The meta. The meta. Meta's funny. I mean, yeah, sure. If you just want to win, that's one thing. But I'm more like instead of trying to force a team comp, you just work what you have. You're like you can still pick. I've proven you can prove this with people that you're comfortable with that you can pick the things that you want, right? You want to play, and then you make it work. All I know is they always want to tank. Everyone wants a tank. Pick a tank. Yeah, we need a tank, but I'm locked in. That used to be like the number one phrase that you would hear in the queue. We need a tank, but I'm locked in, and they're locked into not a tank. And they're telling you what to pick. They already picked their thing though. Sometimes I wait it and see. I'm not like I wasn't an expert, like I said, but it was because of the people that I play with, and sometimes I was decent at in that match, with random Q. I could pick someone that I knew how to play with, like a Moo and win and get wins, or Sona. Sona was good because I could still do what is expected of a support and what I want to do at the same time. I just have to, lean towards more of support role and not go full AP and try to help the AD kill them. I mean, we know which way they're gonna go, right? If as long as we don't overextend, they'll never gank us. They can never ever gank us. If you push up to the tower, they're gonna come from the jungle or the river, right? You know this. You don't even like 9 times out of 10 you can predict what's gonna happen, but you know you want to be able to see it so you can have an early warning sign because sometimes your team might be Johnny on the spot and catch you unawares. So I get that part, but going full AP at the start and just killing both of the bottom lane right immediately will and snowballing will 9 times out of 10 prevent any ganks from happening from here on out because you're too strong to gank. You'll kill them if they gank you. But that's not the way people play. Like I said, I was only able to play that way because I was playing with friends. So, and I understood that. But it was fun. Overall, it was fun. I just don't want to really grind it so much anymore. Sometimes people take it a little too seriously. So kind of makes you want to not like have to deal with that. You want to play to have fun. You don't want to get running into toxicity and people and whatnot. I'm a dum dum. I've been trading with the wrong cleric for emeralds. Uh-oh. You'll be all right. You got an emerald mine, don't you? I have so many emeralds, man. What was I doing with emeralds? I'm gonna build with emeralds. I got so many emeralds. A trader came by and it was like, hey, you got some Ravager meat? And I got a Ravager farm. So I was like, sure. And I traded him so many stacks of meat. I got so many emeralds. So many emeralds from that. It was delightful. It was delightful. Not yet waiting for stuff. Yeah, it's all gonna be building for me the rest of this week. I can't wait to get that water out of there. Those wandering travelers are awesome. Yeah. You know what? I hated that bread guy too, because every time I would see him, I'm like, man, what are you doing here staring at me? I don't want anything. And I looked at what he had. I was like, oh, those sandwiches are really good. The baguettes, the baguettes. How do you say that? Baguettes? Forget. I forget. I'm sorry. I've never eaten one of those. I'm gonna say baguettes until I'm corrected. The baguettes or the yeah, and there was another one. Uh, yeah, it gave grains and vegetables for the bread, and then the sandwiches too. I bought a bunch of them sandwiches. I was like, yeah, it's pretty good food for your character. You know, get your food groups up and get the bonuses from that. It's very helpful. Although at this point, I don't need them. I got so much life now. I don't think I could probably fall from world height and live. I should test that. I'm tempted to test it. Just fall from world height and see if I live. That would be amazing. Yeah, I think I will test. I'm gonna test that later. I'm gonna wait till it rains, and then I'm gonna boost up twice, and then just drop and see what happens. So at this point, there's nothing. Maybe the void can kill me. I don't know. I could probably fall in the void, but then get out again if I have some kind of flying. Probably get back out. I don't know. I don't want to fall in the void though, because I don't know how I'm gonna get my stuff back. Fall in the void is no joke. I've never into the void before. Um, Wait, have I? Maybe I have. I don't know. But I got out though, because in BD2 we had silent gems, and the silent gems has void protection. I don't know if I actually tested it though. I'm kind of my memory's kind of shaky on that. If you fall into the void, you'll be teleported like to the nearest a 70 like a certain amount of blocks above the nearest land mass as protection. And I think that's at the cost of durability, which is like something that you could negate. So yeah, I'm gonna have to test that though, just to see, just to see what will happen. Okay, folks, it is past noon. I had a little shaky start, but that's okay. We got a little sketch going here. I'm gonna work on this for the next couple of streams. Just while I do the topology for the mesh off stream, it's a very tedious process, and I don't want to I don't want to stream that all the time. So we're gonna work on some other stuff, for just for fun. Uh, I want to thank all of you for coming out to my stream today. I hope you have the rest of your day is good. Hope you have a great day. Um, I will see you in the next stream if you come back. I appreciate you all for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow morning. Hopefully sooner. I'm trying to. My schedule's still a little turbulent, but I'm going to try to slowly